Whoops. Okay. Done another one of these recently. These are a little bit challenging. Let's see if I can pull this one off really well. So we're just gonna leave it at 100. What sort of background colour are we going to give this? I think magenta would be a good colour to go with this. If it's going to come out, that is. Just add some contrast. Copy density. And leave it in the middle. Saturation, I'm just going to do the usual setup. I'm not going to get too fancy. This is quite a challenging type of demo to do. It's hard to control. It's very difficult to control. But anyway, it is a solo can. We're going to make this into a roly-poly. If you've ever heard me refer to some demos as roly-polies, this is it. Rolling a tin can, or should I say an aluminium can to be quite precise, across the copier's platen to make it look really funny. We'll soon find out if it works this time. Just a bit wonky, but sometimes the wonkiness makes it look really interesting. So I don't think I did all of the platen successfully. Let's just see if we've got a really good result just from that. They're not easy to do, to tell the truth. And yeah, you can see some of it looks nice, but you can see I've fucked up. This means I haven't got a really good job of it. So we're just going to quickly play with the buttons to keep me out of getting auto cleared. And we're just going to try that again. My last roly-poly was really went off first go, but it's not unusual to have heaps of goes before you get a result that's creative enough, artistic enough, or should I say aesthetically pleasing. So I've got a feeling I fucked this one up. Yes, I fucked it, although it looks quite nice and you see the magenta. So if I can just get this to look good, to roll better in the right timing with the exposure lamp. That's the hard part, trying to track with the exposure lamp. So let's see how that went. This is I'm having a lot of difficulty. Last time I did a roly-poly, I got it first go. But if I can get this roly-poly to look good, it'll look really good. From what I've seen, it looks good. So that's quite an interesting result. Wondering if we're going to make something out of it, or we're going to keep it like that, or we're just going to try another one. We're going to try another one until we get a fucking good result. So let's just try that again. We're going to be a solo man. Well, I'm a woman, actually. Sorry. I'm being funny. Whatever. But they used to always call this drink the man's drink. It used to be called It's a Man's Drink. But now it's just called Thirst Crusher. So they obviously the sexism was just too much and they had to change it to Thirst Crusher instead of a man's drink. It's not a man's drink. Anyone can drink solo. So it was good that they changed it. I wasn't too fussed, but I was a bit. I didn't like it being called a man's drink, and being a female drinking it just seems a bit odd. So they basically changed the logo, the slogan. Sometimes they have to do that. It's being politically correct. But I did feel it was a bit sexist saying it's a man's drink. So that was a long time ago. But anyway, that looks interesting. So we're getting some interesting results, but we still haven't achieved the ideal roly-poly or anything near ideal. This is really hard. I really hate it when these roly-polies don't work very well, and I've been known to do up to 9 takes trying to get something good out of it. Oops, I did it too fast. Damn it. This is so hard, guys. This is really difficult. I'm trying my best. I'm throwing in my best, and it's still not working properly. Let's see how that looks. That looks a bit better. It looks like we got something out of it. So I'm wondering if we're going to convert this into something else. We're going to make this into something else. We're we're not going to do a normal trajectory of a roly-poly. We're now going to take what we have that isn't the greatest and turn it into something really nice. So we're just going to take this image and we're just going to put it up here. I don't know how big we're going to make it, so we're just going to try our best. We're just going to set this up. Looks like I'm just copping out, but I just can't be bothered. Just keep rolling and rolling and rolling and not getting a good result. And I want to do something different for a change. I don't want to keep the same old boring formula. I don't want it to be too formulated, so as to speak. So we're just going to lighten it a bit, and the contrast, we're just going to leave it. We're just going to leave the settings as is. We're going to just concentrate on trying to enlarge this rather small area, relatively small area. So we're just going to go 190 that way, and we're going 120 on the vertical. So let's see if we can turn this into into a different take on the roly-poly, an unusual style. A style I've never done, because normally with a roly-poly, I just roly-poly it and that's the end. Like I've just got a rolled tin or a rolled bottle or can, or that's what it is, a can. So basically I'm trying to make something now a little bit more interesting. That's a nice colour, so we just have to enlarge it a bit bigger. I think we're going to have to enlarge it an extra 140%, so 190. So 190 means 190 plus whatever. We're going to make it 215 that way, and we're going to make this 217 that way. I don't know how this is going to work, but we're soon going to try and use intuition to make this into a first-class piece of work. Something different to the usual version of the roly-poly. So we're just taking the best part of it and making it into the feature. So we're just taking the best part of the roly-poly, and we've made it too big on the vertical, and on the horizontal we're still a bit short. So we're going to have to cut back on the vertical. The vertical's too high. I had a feeling I'd fuck it up. So now we're just going to get to the vertical, and the vertical's got to go right down. So the vertical's got to be 200 and we're not going to, 205 we're going, not 215. So, and this one has got to go up 220. That's what I think we're going to do. So we're going to try and make this a first class piece, more interesting than just a typical roly-poly. So we're taking a negative aspect of roly-polies and we're just making it into something different, something better. We still have it too big. I had a feeling we were too big. We're still too small that way. So we're just going to make this a bit smaller. I had a feeling it was going to be, this is going to be too long. I don't want this demo to be so long. So we're just going to go back to the vertical. And we're going to make it 180. We're going 180. And the vertical, the horizontal should I say, will be 230. So hopefully these will work out really well. I just heard a squeak on the scanner, like sound, that sort of sound, that horrible sound. But we haven't had any problems today with the noisy scanner, so yeah, that's been good. So now I'm thinking we still have to make it a little bit smaller. Just try and look at the actual original, the can, and see if we've still got a bit of extra. Yeah, we've got to make it smaller still. It's still too big, so we just got to go and do ourselves a smaller. Again, the vertical is just too hot. We're just nibbling away at it. I hate this nibbling. I hate nibbling at it. I just want to get it there. So we're going to make it 168. We're going to make it really down low. And I think the horizontal is good. Horizontal is good. We just need the vertical to look good. There's that little squeak again. It probably didn't come up on camera, that squeak, but it's there. Don't like it. Let's see how we go. I don't really feel like criticising Konica Minolta at the moment. I'm too busy trying to perfect this. So I'm thinking maybe one more go at it, and I think we'll have it just right. So now we're just going to go from 168 to 162, I think we're going to make it, and that should hopefully be the right size. I'm hoping, because this is a prolongated demo. We don't want too many prolongateds on this micro SD card because we've only got 15 gigabytes to play with in total. So now that looks a lot better. That you can see the top of the can. So I'm thinking now we're just going to display it. It's not the greatest demo on earth. There you can see a bit of the magenta there, but we've made something of it, I suppose. It's not the greatest. I wish it could have been better than this, like one of these other ones, if they had come out. But we just wanted to do something totally different. Now I think we can call it quits.